Let's take this apart. January 2026. Global tension rising fast, weeks before the US-Iran war would actually begin on February 28th. And what is Professor Jiang doing? Teaching us about the Iliad. Of course he is. The channel's brand is clear by now. Take a classic text, extract from it not just an interpretation, but a predictive theory about human behavior and the structure of reality itself. Here, the artifact is the Iliad. The claim? Homer didn't just write a poem, he invented the human by giving us characters who hear themselves speak. And the pivot, because there is always a pivot, goes from literary analysis to a speculative theory of consciousness, memory, and prophecy. He frames the Iliad through a classroom exercise. Imagine yourself as Achilles. Imagine his childhood. Imagine him in the modern world. Pedagogically sound. But the conclusions land not as one interpretation, but as revealed truth. Achilles wouldn't be a soldier today. He'd be an Olympic athlete who'd flame out because he's too rebellious. Neat, tidy, and it quietly reinforces the channel's real thesis. Personality patterns are timeless, and they determine everything. Then Harold Bloom enters the picture, hearing yourself speak, as the mark of literary character and, by extension, human consciousness. This is where the video earns its keep. His breakdown of Agamemnon versus Achilles is genuinely sharp. Each man performing for an audience, managing self-image, trying to control the narrative. He correctly identifies this as psychological realism that feels startlingly modern. Good criticism. Full marks. But then, inevitably, we shift from this is how character works to this is how reality works. How could one mind create such fully realized beings? Instead of exploring historical or literary explanations, oral tradition, cultural milieu, poetic genius, he leaps straight into speculative neuroscience and metaphysics. The brain is not a storage device. It's an antenna. Consciousness is a vibration of the universe. Memories live in the cloud of universal consciousness. Personalities are Jungian archetypes imprinted in a cosmic field. Homer was a prophet who tuned his antenna to these archetypes and transcribed them. Notice the vocabulary: antenna, cloud, vibrations, dimensions. It's a remix of New Age spirituality, Jungian psychology, and a dash of panpsychism, dressed up in wireless technology metaphors, and presented not as metaphor, but as mechanism. This is the channel's signature move. Take a valid observation, Homer's characters feel real, and use it as a launching pad for a grand unified theory that explains everything from literature to prophecy to geopolitical upheaval. He then redefines prophet. A prophet doesn't predict the future. A prophet speaks truth. Truth is eternal. It contains past, present, and future. Therefore, speaking truth is prediction. It's a clever rhetorical loop that makes his entire channel's project seem not like guesswork, but like reading eternal patterns. Convenient that. In the context of early 2026, with the US and Iran weeks away from actual war, this video is doing something specific. It's not really about Homer. It's a foundational lesson. Look for archetypal patterns in human conflict. Believe consciousness connects us to timeless truths, and trust that the man explaining all this can see what's coming. It's building a shared epistemology that will make his subsequent analyses of Iran, Trump, and war feel like revelations rather than opinions. So what did this video actually do? It used competent literary analysis as bait. It found a genuine mystery, the power of Homer's characterization, and instead of sitting with that mystery, offered a totalizing pseudoscientific explanation that elevates Professor Jiang to cosmic tour guide. It simplified a sprawling, complex poem into a clean case study in narrative warfare, and it primed the audience to receive his future predictions as prophecy. Okay, count 41. The man never met a sentence he didn't want to make sure you followed.